It's me, Dr. Nathan Kwablah, on Real Health Revealed. This time, we are talking about hypertension. Thus, Real Health Revealed on hypertension. We decided to talk about hypertension because it's a major concern for a lot of you guys out there. So today, we're going to answer your questions and definitely bust those myths. What is hypertension? It is when your blood pressure goes up, or when you have an increased blood pressure. Normal blood pressure ranges up to 120/80. So when you have a blood pressure that actually goes beyond 140/90, that's when we say you have high blood pressure. But before we even look at that, your blood pressure is a figure, or is something that tells us about the pressure with which blood is flowing through your system. So when you check your blood pressure, you get two numbers. There's a top number, which is usually bigger, and there's a bottom number, which is usually less or smaller than the top number. So when the top number is 140 and the bottom number is 90, and your blood pressure is above that, we will say you have hypertension. This can sometimes vary from country to country, but for us, we'll stick with this. So what causes hypertension? It's very interesting. Hypertension, for most people, we can't put our finger on one particular cause. For 90 to 95% of people, we will say it's multifactorial. That means there are a lot of things that contribute to it. And then for a very small number of people, we can actually identify something that causes it. So hypertension has risk factors, such as your hereditary or genetics, your environmental factors such as stress, and then also your habits, how you live your life out there, guys. Remember, you need to take it serious. All these things can contribute to hypertension. And then we have the fewer number of people who may have some kidney issues or hormonal stuff that can cause their blood pressure to go up. So by and large, these are the main causes of hypertension. Hypertension is not and doesn't have to be a death sentence, not at all. Once hypertension is identified, and then you guys out there stick with us, your doctors and your family physicians and your carers. Once you're able to keep with us, take your meds, stay healthy, there's no way and there's no reason why you should die. Can you ever be cured of hypertension? So this is a little bit tricky. Hypertension, for most people, does not have a cure, but it can be controlled and well managed. So that means that you can have a normal blood pressure for a very long time, for the rest of your life, from when you discover you have hypertension. So yes, hypertension can be managed, but not necessarily cured. We manage hypertension by a number of different ways. So the first and very important thing is your lifestyle changes, guys. I need you to take this very seriously. First of all, you have to make sure you are very careful about your eating habits, not go about eating just anything. And you have to also make sure you are exercising. There's a required amount of minutes you're supposed to exercise every week. And then we have medication. We have so many medications and drugs out there that can help with high blood pressure. Trust me, once you're able to exercise, or you're able to eat well, and then you stick with your medication, and then also stick with your doctor, stick with your health caregiver, trust me, your blood pressure can be well maintained. Hypertension can cause so many issues out there. A lot of us will probably hear about people who wake up one day and then they fall down, or they wake up and they can't move an arm. Some people might have some chest issues. They can't breathe well. You might have people who are walking around with swollen feet, or all of a sudden, you have one of your boys telling you that he has kidney problems. These are all issues that can be related to hypertension. So hypertension can affect your brain. That means you can get a stroke. It can affect your heart. That means you can get a heart attack. It can block and clog up your veins. It can also affect your kidneys. It can destroy them. It can also lead you or make it easy for you to get other conditions like high cholesterol and diabetes. So these are some of the health conditions that can be related to hypertension. Mythbusters! So, if you feel fine, you think you don't have hypertension, that is a huge lie. So, hypertension is known as a silent killer. That means that you don't even know, you can't tell that you have it until you check. Hypertension starts very slowly, you won't feel anything. When you actually start feeling something is when hypertension is already doing the bad thing to you. It's already hitting your brain and killing your kidneys and doing all sorts of nasty things inside of you. So no, when you feel fine doesn't mean you don't have hypertension. This is a tricky one to answer. You know, initially we said that wine is healthy for the heart, and then later on another study came and said it's not so good. But I think the most important thing is that everything in moderation. Yes, wine has some health benefits, but you need to make sure that you are not overindulging or drinking too much. Don't go drinking a gallon of wine telling me that that's your glass of wine. No. We want you to stick to very minimal amounts. Remember that alcohol can worsen your hypertension. Alcohol can make it difficult to control your hypertension. So please stay away from alcohol as much as possible, or everything in moderation. So if you inherit hypertension, there's nothing you can do about it. Nah, man. I think there's always something you can do. One of the most important things is to keep exercising and eating healthy, keep the stress low. Those are the things that would help you to keep hypertension away or even delay it for as long as possible. The fact that you have somebody in your family who has or had hypertension doesn't mean you need to get it, but it means that you can't get it. What you should do is to eat healthy, exercise, keep the stress low, and with all of these, you can beat hypertension. If you don't salt your food, salt is not a big issue. So apart from added salt to your food, there are other sources of salt. So salt can still be a big issue. Remember that if you are eating processed foods, there's so much salt already in that. You know, when you buy food from outside, you don't know how much salt is being added. So you always need to be very mindful. When you are preparing your food, check how much salt is in there. You need to have a minimum of 2.4 grams of sodium a day, and just make sure that you are keeping to a minimum. So not just added salt, but salt from all sources is important to look out for. So now you know some of those assumptions about hypertension are just myths. We've come to the end of today's show, and I want you to take away some important things. Remember to eat well, sleep well, exercise regularly, and keep the stress low. So this has been Real Health Revealed on hypertension with me, Dr. Nathan Kwablah. For more videos like this, click the like button, subscribe to this channel, and share this video. See ya.